All right, hey folks, welcome back to another live Q&A with yours truly, Sam Healey. We are live here, I think, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. This is kind of strange because I don't actually have any comments in the section yet. Usually there's a whole bunch of them there, but that's okay. No worries whatsoever. We're just going to be here, and we are no less than, well, we're actually less than 2 days away from the actual cruise at this point, less than 48 hours. And at this point in 48 hours, I should be, along with my family, on board Dice Tower Cruise 2017, and I am very, very excited. My wife and kids are probably twice, if not more so, excited than I am. So I am looking forward to doing that, hoping that we have a great time and, you know, no hiccups or anything like that. I doubt that there will be any, but you never know, things happen. But anyway, video is good, audio is good, very good. All right, super. Well, thank you for joining me here, and I'm just waiting for questions to start streaming in. So whenever you guys want to start asking questions, that's fine with me. Let's see, things that are going on right now. I am about halfway done editing my final review for this week, and then of course we're going to be pretty much shutting things down while we're away on the cruise, but there's going to be some things going up, so be on the lookout for that. But we're largely going to be without Wi-Fi on the cruise, just because cruise lines charge way too much for that kind of stuff. So we'll be pretty much incognito and not able to be reached, but we'll be back in full force the following week after that. All right, so let's see here. Mark Haberfield, hello. He says, hi, what games are you excited to play in 2018? Well, you know, I haven't even started looking that far ahead. We are starting to compile our best of 2017 lists right now, so we're pretty much still focused on this year instead of next year, but I haven't really given much thought to that as far as what games are coming out next year and so forth and so on. So I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Wow, Jaden Duncan. All right, welcome, Jaden Duncan. Jaden was a member of the best senior class, my only senior class, so it has to be the best one, I guess. So yeah, we actually took a cruise that year and had a good time. He and I were actually in a room with a couple other guys, so good to see you, Jaden. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see, have a question. I'm very excited about Stone Age. What do you think about the new expansion, Mammoth? I haven't seen anything about the new expansion yet. The other expansion, the one that has the using, you know, bones and trinkets and style and all of this other kind of stuff, that's a cool expansion, but at the same time, it's not necessary. I wouldn't say usually, but there are many times where I don't play with that expansion. But I love the base game a lot, and I'm going to now, after we're done here, look into Mammoth. What are you looking forward to most on the cruise? Really, it's I'm looking forward to the break, the lack of having to do things. And just kind of chill out with the other people that are going to be on the cruise, be able to chill out with my family, and just kind of rest for a few days. That's what I'm looking forward to the most. Any plans to play Shadespire on the cruise? Well, Kent, I am bringing it, so if that is the case, then I will probably go ahead and play a 2-player game. I don't know that I want to play a 3- or 4-player game, but I will have it there. I'll leave it in the library so that other people can use it whenever they want to as well. So yeah, I am bringing it. Let's see. Are you excited about the Imperial Assault app? Well, yeah, Imperial Assault, and again, I don't know that much about the app because I haven't looked it up or anything like that. I haven't done the research for that, but I usually play Imperial Assault for the skirmish mode and not the campaign mode. I would imagine that the campaign mode is going to be more prevalent within the app, but I don't know. I haven't done any research. Again, we've really had our heads down, and I haven't done a whole lot of extraneous research on things that are coming out or have come out or what have you. But I'll be looking into it later on, and we'll see. But right now, I'll put it this way. I didn't think that Imperial Assault needed an app. Just because I play it skirmish mode most of the time, not campaign. And again, so that's just my initial reasonings there. Is Lethal Weapon a Christmas movie? No, it's not. I have a very narrow-minded view of what Christmas movies are. Die Hard, as we all know, does not fall within them, as well as many other movies that many other people consider Christmas movies. I have a very narrow perspective of what a Christmas movie is, so probably not. Sorry. Nice beard. Thank you. Let's see here. First saw Dice Tower live. I enjoyed it. Was wondering where can I get Tannhauser from Argentina. Well, I would imagine it's kind of difficult to get games in Argentina anyway, but Tannhauser is actually out of print. So you're only going to be able to find it on the secondary market, which is probably going to be very expensive, and then probably shipping and all that type of stuff. I don't know what is affordable and not affordable to you, but as for many people that I've come in contact with, Tannhauser is financially out of reach for them. So I don't know, again, what your financial state is, but it's probably going to be a very, very, very shiny and very pretty penny for you to get a hold of it, unfortunately, unless Fantasy Flight has a turn for the better and decides to re-release it. Are you going to be recording a Dice Steeple podcast on the Dice Tower Cruise with your amazing co-host? Well, I don't have an amazing co-host, so no, probably not. Yes, Dan, we are going to record a Dice Steeple podcast on the cruise. Yes, thank you for coming in and shamelessly plugging the Dice Steeple for us. I appreciate that. Wondering what your favorite game that was released this year. Whoa. You know, as I said earlier, we're just now starting to work on those lists, so I really haven't put enough thought into it. There are a number of candidates, though, so that's going to be probably a fun list to put together, a fun top 10, because there were a lot of great games put out this year, and I enjoyed a lot of them. So we'll have to see how that goes. I don't know right now, though. Why is it, in your opinion, that Z and Tom don't like Inis? Well, I don't know because I'm not them, but from my conversations with them, the last time that they played Inis that I know of was well before it was released, and if I'm not mistaken, it was a prototype-ish, or a very late prototype, almost like a pre-production type prototype for it. And so I don't know that they've played it since it's come out. So and I didn't play it when they played it, so I don't know what differences there are. So I guess that's a long way of saying I don't know. Best game of the year? I don't know yet. Should there have been a legacy version of Vicious Fishes? I'm pretty sure Vicious Fishes was a legacy game. I know I threw it away. I don't know. It might still be on my shelf somewhere. But to answer your question in a very serious way, no, absolutely not. What does Z think about Fallout? Don't know. Incommunicado, not incognito. Thank you for fixing that. I appreciate it. What are your thoughts on Monolith Batman? Batman, the game from Monolith, is, if you liked the mechanisms employed within Conan for the river for the bad guys, and using your gems for different things. So if you liked that system and you are a Batman fan, you need to put serious thought into at least giving this Batman game from Monolith a try, because it has a lot of really cool things that they carried over from Conan, but they've also added some other mechanisms to kind of modernize it for the different genre of gaming that it is. So I think they really did a great job. The models are extremely exquisite, and they are just out of this world great. And the gameplay is very fun as well. So there you have it. Let's see. Will I play TI3 on the cruise? You know, I don't know, and that is because we want to play as many games with as many different people as we possibly can, and TI4 is a big chunk of that. So I am bringing TI4, so it is going to be in the lobby, the library. So whether I will play it or not, I can't really decide, because it is a big chunk, and we want to play as many games with as many people as we possibly can. So cornering out for possibly 5 hours, I don't know yet. So I've not made that decision. I'm bringing my copy, so it is going to be there, but I don't know if I will be playing it, just because of the time in the time involvement. Trevin Taylor, no, you should not leave your wife. That's probably, I don't know, yeah. Why would you ask that? Why would I answer it? Anyway, are you, the Dice Tower Gang, going to review the new expansion for Dead of Winter? Yes, probably, when we can get around to it, yes. Greetings from Leeds, UK. Have I played Ruin of Thandar yet? No, I have not. That's the the campaign version of Hero Realms. I've not had a chance to play it yet. It is sitting right next to my desk. But no, I did not. What year did I graduate? I graduated in 1992 from high school, that is. And then it was another 9 years before I graduated from college. I worked my way through college, got married halfway through, had some kids, and so that elongated my college stay there as well. Let's see, greetings from Spain. Hello. Sam, will you get a Song of Ice and Fire because you demoed it and recommended it at Essen? I don't know if we're getting a copy of that. I would certainly hope that Simon would send us a review copy of it so we can get it reviewed. But yeah, I have enjoyed it, and I enjoy it a lot more than Rune Wars. I was introduced to both of those games at about the same time, which is why I compare the two. I don't know that they necessarily need to be compared, other than the fact that they are both tabletop miniature games. So I'm very excited to hopefully get to review that one. Yeah. Let's see here. I play Pandemic a lot with my wife. Any ideas for another game? Oh, wow. These are really difficult questions. These are probably the most difficult question to ask, because I don't know you or your wife. And I know you said you enjoy Pandemic and you enjoy playing that with her. But I don't know you guys, and I don't know what other games you like, so it's very difficult for me to say other games that she might enjoy. I know that, I mean, from my wife enjoys Carcassonne a lot, so maybe you want to try that one. We have also played Hanami Koji together, and she's enjoyed that one. Other games, she plays Memoir 44, and she enjoys that one as well. But again, I don't know you guys. I only know what my wife and I enjoy playing together, so I don't know. Let's see here. All right, James McAteer, I think. He says he has a question. I'm sorry I didn't meet you at PAX as well. I apologize for that. But he said he has a question. He's going to buy either TI4 or Blood Rage. Our gaming group is 5. Which one do you recommend more? Wow. Well, Blood Rage is my favorite game of all time. TI4 is my second favorite game of all time. Honestly, what I would do if you guys are a group and you have all, you kind of usually play all at the same time, I would have everybody go in together and buy both of them, because they really do offer different experiences. Blood Rage is a shorter game and will hit your table more often, probably. TI4 is a longer game and will probably not hit your table as much as Blood Rage would. However, you might not like Blood Rage and you might like TI4 more, so TI4 would hit your table more than Blood Rage would. So it really just depends on the dynamic of your group specifically, not which game I like better or which game you like better. It could be that you like Blood Rage more, but the rest of your group likes TI4 more, so you're going to play TI4 more anyway, and vice versa. So there's a lot of internal dynamics going on there that you really have to pay attention to, rather than just which game is the better game to buy. Gremlins is a great Christmas movie. Philip, you do have the right to be wrong there. Do I like co-op best? Well, generally speaking, I like the dynamic that co-op games bring, in that they're non-competitive and you're not trying to beat the other people down for whatever reason, whether it's points or area control or whatever, but you're working together. And I think that's I enjoy conflict games just as much as the next guy, maybe even more than the next guy, but I think that cooperative games bring a very cool social dynamic to board gaming that competitive games lack in. Not that they don't bring it, but it's just stronger with cooperative games, because you're not working against each other, you're working with each other. So that's good. Oh, wow. How would a Sam Healey designed board game look? What would be the mechanics and theme? Greetings from Norway. Thank you, Hans. Wow, I don't know. I've only had one kind of design kicking around in my head, and I've said this so many times. I feel like a broken record. I'm at an impasse. I don't have the ability, I think, within my brain to work on balancing and all this other kind of stuff that needs to go further than that. But it's yeah. I don't know. I did a top 10 mechanisms that I list, and then I also did 10 lists for each of those mechanisms of games that I like. So I would probably the mechanisms employed would probably be from those 10 at the very least. Or rather, I would say at the most. I don't think I could fit all 10 into a game, and if I could, it would be a very bloated and non-streamlined game, which would make it not very good. So, I don't know. I mean, I do really enjoy, as Devin Cross said, that I do enjoy military strategy games and that type of thing. So, there would probably be a level of militarism there. I don't think it would be very prevalent, but because I know there's a lot of people that don't like that in games, so I would want to try to appeal to that group of people as well. So short answer, don't know. Long answer, it's complicated. All right, Glassy Carbon says, playing as bad guys, off-putting ones like Lust and the Others or Mr. Jack, is it cathartic experience or just a game stance? I can't disconnect from themes, so playing as bad guys makes me feel guilty. We are not that indifferent, because theme is a big thing as well for me. So the more I can delve into the theme, the more I enjoy the experience. And so when I do come up to themes that have that darkness to them, I am much less about enjoying them than I am other games that have very lighthearted themes. So, or rather, the game handles the theme in a very lighthearted way. That's another avenue to look at it. So, Well, you know, this is one of those things where it's a very personal thing. If you don't enjoy the games as much as when you do playing the good guys, then maybe that's a game you should maybe stay away from. I don't know. Or maybe you just don't play that bad guy. You play the good guy and you let somebody else play the bad guy. I don't know. Myself, but that's usually what I do. If I find games that come down the pipe that I have that feeling about, that, you know, just, you know, sometimes it's even something that you can't really put your finger on that just makes you feel strange about the game. I usually try to stay away from them. If they're pushing a theme too far, or they're delving too deeply, I guess you could say, into whatever the theme might be, then, and it's uncomfortable, then yeah, I stay away from it. Or I let somebody else play the bad guys, and I play the good guys. So, but I usually like playing the good guys anyway. Question: when you paint, do you have or use an airbrush? Why or why not? No, I don't have an airbrush because I just haven't taken the time to afford one. I haven't saved up for it or whatever. I can't buy one outright. But so I'm looking at it. I'm thinking about it. It's been in the back of my mind for about a year now that I wanted to try to get into it, but I just haven't taken that step. Yeah. There was another one. Let's see here. Oh, okay. Jim, hi Jim from Atlanta or Georgia. I don't know if he lives in Atlanta, but Jim, he's a friend of mine. He says, still basking in the glow of the epic Blood Rage victory. Yes, do so. He saw Barbarians: The Invasion in one of Tom's recent unboxing videos. There was a problem with the bands fitting into the board, and so they sent us a different a fixed version of it. So we just got that in like yesterday, I think, maybe the day before. So no, we haven't got it to the table yet, but it looks very interesting. I downloaded the app, which is pretty cool because it goes through step-by-step tutorial and setup and all this other kind of stuff for you. Has the rule book in there as well. So I've been looking at it. We just haven't played it yet. Let's see. Are any of your kids into painting minis or want to get into painting miniatures? A little bit. They dabble in it, but they are very busy. The older ones are very busy, and they don't have they don't take the time. I think they would have the time, but they don't take the time to delve a little bit further into it. Plus, my painting area right now is pretty overgrown with games and stuff like that. So I need to get in there and clean that up before we could ever have any type of thing like that. Let's see here. How would you get a non-gamer spouse to support gaming as a true hobby rather than just writing it off as a casual waste of time? She likes some gateways, but doesn't support lots of time spent on it. I'm not one that thinks that all people need to be converted to our board gaming hobby, because quite frankly some people just won't enjoy them. I don't think that there's anything that you should or should want to do to change your mind. I think that you know, at the risk of sounding corny, that's just part of what makes her who she is, and you married her, so you should just kind of take it, you know. I mean, live with it, and you know, let the fact that you love her kind of overshadow that. Yeah, if you know, forcing them to try, you know, or trying to force them to like it is not going to do you any good. So let it go. Let it go. Yeah, let it go. Let it go natural. All right. Do you perhaps have any news of Memoir 44 expansions will be reprinted soon? No, I do not. Recently bought the base game, and we have a lot of fun with it, but unfortunately no expansions are currently available. Yeah, well, you probably have to do a little bit of shopping around, but I'm pretty sure there's a good number of expansions that are still available. But again, I haven't actually done that shopping, but The last time I was looking around, I did find a few places that had it. But yeah, no, I don't have any news on when they will be reprinted or anything like that. Does it bother you when Z continuously acts goofy during a strategy game that requires a lot of thinking? No, that's who Z is. I enjoy playing games with Z. He's fun to play with. He cracks me up consistently. So no, that's just part of it. That's part of playing games. That's part of enjoying the experience for me. So no, it doesn't bother me at all. Let's see here. Okay, Matt Tennell, he says, I hate Splendor. Can I like Century Spice Road? Yes, you can, because I do, and I don't like Splendor either. So they are very similar, but I think Century Spice Road has a little bit more aesthetic appeal. It has a lot more pop. They are very similar, I get that, but I like Century Spice Road better than Splendor. So yes, I give you permission to do so. Let's see here. What is your favorite Middle-earth themed game ever? Probably my favorite one is the what I would call the original co-op game, the Lord of the Rings, that had the boards and you move the hobbits along and all that kind of stuff. That's probably my favorite theme game. I liked that one. It was co-op. I enjoyed that. Probably next in line would be the Battle of Five Armies, then War of the Ring, and then Confrontation. Those are probably very, very, very much in those lists. Let's see here. Did I ever play the World of Warcraft board game back in 2005? I purchased it used some months ago and I really love it. It was hard to find as I'm from Argentina. I did play it. I think I only played it once, maybe twice. And it was just a little bit too bloated for me. It wasn't enough like the video game, in my opinion, I guess, to enjoy it. I really enjoyed playing the video game, but the board game was lackluster for me. Let's see. I have not played Justice League yet. No. When to expect a review? It's in our queue, and you know we tell this to a lot of publishers. We don't really tell it to listeners very often because the conversation just doesn't arise that much. But we have a very large queue of games, and it's kind of we're not wishy-washy, but we're finicky. We're very picky on what games we like, and it has to appeal. It has to have that pop. It has to have that you know, just that inner desire to have that review. So games go into our queue, and we chip away at them. We chip away, and so when it gets reviewed, it gets reviewed. That's about the best I can say. We don't know when we review any specific game unless it's like, you know, something that's really, really hot and people are really, really wanting to know about it, and we know that other reviewers are going to be hitting it pretty quick as well. So, you know, that's that. We have it. We got it at Essen, and it's in the queue, and it's probably a little bit higher to the top than other games. Let's see. Would Shadespire make my top 20 games of all time? I don't know. You just have to wait and see. I hate it when people do that, when people answer questions like that. Honestly, I don't know where it would fall in my top 100, but if it would be in the top 20 or what have you. Is Pulsar 2849 as good as Tom says it is? I don't know. I haven't played it. I really want to. But again, we just we're trying to get these games reviewed as much as possible, and sometimes that just means we can't play them together. It just means that he has to play the games with other people, and if he really likes a game, then he's the one that gets it played more often wherever he is, wherever he goes, and gets it done first. But I have not had a chance to play it yet. Are you dodging Star Wars Destiny questions on purpose? No, I actually didn't see them. I don't actually play Star Wars Destiny. I think it's an interesting game, but it is, first of all, I don't like the model, the merchandising model that it follows with the collectible aspect of it, and it just didn't appeal to me that much to begin in the first place. I didn't like the dice, how big and chunky they were. I much prefer, if it's going to be a dice game that mainly uses dice, I prefer a little bit smaller, at the very least, a little bit smaller dice than Destiny has. I just don't play Destiny that often, so I'm sorry if I skipped it. I am not doing it on purpose. I didn't even notice that any Destiny questions had been asked, so my apologies. Let's see. Yes, I am behind. Question: what is your favorite buffing game? Bluffing game with a good theme? I don't know. I don't really like bluffing that much. Maybe Sheriff of Nottingham would fall within that category, because you do kind of have to bluff the sheriff when you're possibly transporting contraband goods. That might be a good pick. That's a good bluffing game. Oh, what's that other one? Also from Arcane Wonders. The one that's like Liar's Dice. I can't remember the name of it. It has a Viking theme. I don't remember. Oh man, I'm going to kick myself later for not remembering this title. But that's another one. Just you'll Viking theme. It's like Liar's Dice from Arcane Wonders. I can't remember it. Let's see, another question. Can we hear your opinion on Pandemic Legacy Season 2 for those rules drama that viewers were smashing the dice tower for during a live playthrough? Well, they aren't rules lawyers. We got a rule wrong, so they should call us out on that. What I was getting kind of miffed about was the fact that we played those first 4 or 5 games in one day, and we played them one right after the other. So we were making that rule, we interpreted it incorrectly in the beginning, or misread it, however you want to say, and for the next 2 or 3 games we played it that way. And then in the 4th game we finally said, oh, wait a minute, we've been playing this wrong. And then from game 4 until game, I don't know, like 15 or 16 or however many games we played, we did it right. So it was a very small part of that entire experience. Yeah, I mean, it's going to happen if we do something. If we play a rule wrong, then yeah, I mean, somebody should call us out. We try our best not to do that, but again, at the end of the day, we are fallible human beings, and we make mistakes. So my opinion is that's the course. That's the way things are. So it doesn't really bother me. But in that specific case, I just wanted to. I think I actually went into one of the reviews and one of the videos and actually said that, where you have to realize that we played all of these in one day, one right after the other. You guys were viewing it, one at a time throughout this course of the weeks, and you're like, oh, they're still making the same. Well, yeah, because when we were playing through it, it had only been 20 minutes, not a week. So there's just a different perspective that goes on there. So I don't fault them. I don't think they're being rules lawyers about it. They're just basically, because that was kind of a dumb mistake that we all made. So that's just the way it is. No worries. Let's see. Good afternoon from London. Love all the videos. Thank you, David. Have recently bought and played Blood Rage. Love the game. Any recommendations for similar upcoming games? Keep the great work. Keep up the great work, guys. No. I mean, again, I could say Rising Sun, but Rising Sun is the only real ways that it's the same as Blood Rage is that you have dudes on a map and it's kind of area control. Other than that, they're pretty different. So I would hate to say Rising Sun, but I mean, really, any kind of dudes on the map game that has card drafting, those are kind of the same kind of thing that's going on there. What is the most overhyped game of the year? I don't know. Haven't really put that much thought into it either. And over, I don't want to say something because overhyped is a negative connotation, which means that it didn't deserve the hype. At least that's how I interpret that. So I don't know. I'm not going to say that without putting more thought into it. Question from the Netherlands, Halox30. Any thoughts on the Betrayal House on the Hill Legacy that is coming next year? You know, of all the games that I thought, you know what, that would make a good legacy game, Betrayal House on the Hill wasn't on that list. Not that it was low, it didn't even, I didn't even put thought into the possibility of that ever coming true. Could it be awesome? It could, but my opinion, my thought on it right now is that, wow, what's next? You know, Monopoly Legacy, or I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Yes, we have played Robinson Crusoe with Z and Tom. We actually did it last year at Dice Tower Con with Ignacy Trevicek, and we did it live from Dice Tower Con. Not this year, but last year. So yes, I did get to play it. Had a great time as well. I'm really looking forward to an expansion for Robinson Crusoe that takes into account a British explorer, and I believe it's Netflix just did, or maybe it was Hulu or Amazon, I don't know. One of those streaming services did The Lost City of Z, or Zed rather, and that really, he's been tweeting out some pictures, Ignacy has, about them playtesting it and balancing it and that type of thing. So that has my interest because I really enjoy that story of that British explorer. So that's cool. Did you find any new fun games that your son liked? Well, we haven't had a whole lot of time to play game, but I did bring back 2 or 3 games that we just haven't been able to get to the table with him yet. So they are coming though. Yes, I did find, I think, 3 that I want to give him give a whirl with him with. Wow, horrible English. I apologize. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I did find some. Let's see. Terraforming Mars, Terra Mystica, or Scythe. You can only own or play one. Which would you choose? Scythe, hands down. I already answered that question. Why did it do it? Why did it go again? I must be really, really, really far behind. Still looking, still looking. I apologize. I hate the silence. What's on my Christmas list? I don't have a Christmas list. It's like Christmas on and off almost every day here at the Dice Tower because we get so many games sent to us. So I don't usually make a Christmas list or anything like that. Yeah, sorry, don't have one. Oh, ooh, wow! You actually have been. What was the name of my D&D Minotaur character? You know, I don't remember. It probably was something really stupid, if I remember myself correctly. But he was a chaotic good Minotaur barbarian. I do remember that, and he was a boss with a battle axe. I remember that as well, but I don't remember his name. Wow, I apologize. No, that was a long time ago. Have I played Legacy of Dragonholt? I have seen it. We have it here at the studio, but no, I have not played it yet. Am I pumped for Star Wars 8? Yes. But oh my goodness, I watched the Infinity War trailer yesterday, and that, whew, wow. I think I enjoyed that 2 minutes better than the hour and 59 minutes of Justice League. So, man, does Infinity War look good. Oh man, I can't. There's so much good in that trailer. Okay, but yes, I am pumped for Star Wars 8. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really intrigued. I've been trying to stay away from all of the last trailer that I watched was the trailer that the producer said not to watch if you don't want to get spoiled. So maybe I am spoiled, but I frankly don't remember everything that was in that trailer that was being shown on Monday Night Football. It was really a catch-22 because it was Monday Night Football and it was the Bears, and I'm going to watch the Bears on Monday Night Football, and I guess I was just too lazy to turn the TV off during that trailer, but I've really been trying to stay away from things about, all the conspiracy theories and all that other kind of stuff that who, is Luke bad and all this other kind. I don't really care. I've been staying away from all this other kind of stuff. So yeah, I am looking forward to it, and I'm definitely going to see it. Probably not day of, just because I'm not that big on doing that. I don't like the crowds. I'd rather just wait a week and let it die down a little bit, and then go and be able to kind of spread out in the row and that type of thing and enjoy the movie. So yeah, I am pumped for it. Yes, very much so. Let's see, going to skip down a little bit. Wow, that's the third time that question has been asked in the very same way. Would the Dice Tower consider reviewing heavier games, Lisboa, Vinhos? If you found a new member to your network, I would love to see that. Cheers from Sweden. Well, thank you, Martin. We do have, actually, Ryan Metzler is back reviewing games, and he usually sticks to the heavier fare games. Robert Geislinger also reviews those kinds of games as well. I'm pretty sure he's already done a Lisboa review. So yeah, we do cover them. It's not always, me, Tom, or Z that does it, simply because, Tom does some games that are heavier. So it would probably be Tom, especially if it's like a Euro type game, that would review it. But we do have other people that carry and cover that kind of stuff. So I would do a little bit more digging on our channel. I know Robert Geislinger has done Lisboa, so at least you can go check that one out. And he did a pretty good job reviewing it as well. He's pretty good at that. Do you think Battlelore needs a campaign book like how Memoir 44 has one? It actually has two. So yeah, I think that would be cool. I like the idea of campaign books. I like the idea of okay, you finished this battle, who won or lost, this and that. Now go to this one, and now you play this, and it provides a narrative to otherwise microcosmic events within that narrative. And so I like seeing how it all pieces together. So yeah, I think that would be cool. Whether it would sell or not, I don't know, because maybe, but I don't think it would. But what do I know? I wish they would reprint those Memoir 44 books. Yes, Kabuki, I agree with you very much, because they were very good. Anybody else having trouble finding Sangrada? Maybe you're having trouble finding it because you're misspelling it. It's Sagrada without that N in there. But that's really kind of a troll-tastic thing. Kabuki picked up on it. Saw that. I'm very far behind. I apologize. I'll stop goofing around. Let's see. Isathel, any idea if we will see third-party inserts for TI4? You know what? That would be a very cool thing. However, the insert that is in TI4 is really, really good. It is light years better than the old trench in TI3. So while a third-party storage solution for TI4 would be cool, because I know they'll probably trick it out really neatly, especially if somebody like Broken Token or Meeple Realty does it, or ZenBins. ZenBins does a really cool job about that too. Oh, wow. any three of those I would be very interested in seeing. But I mean, the insert that comes in that box as the core is really nice. Fantasy Flight kind of outdid themselves as far as that's concerned. It holds everything rather well and provides a place for everything as well. So I don't think it's necessary, but hey, box organizers aren't necessary to begin with. They're kind of a luxury item. So yeah, I would like to see that actually from one of those three companies at the very least. I don't know if there is or not already. I have not seen one, but of course I've not been looking for one either. So because I really think that Fantasy Flight did well on the base one. Let's see here. Spoils of War, yes, that was the one. That was the Viking Arcane Wonders game like Liar's Dice. Spoils of War, that's correct. Let's see, question, do you prefer board game minis to be all gray or with colors like Scythe? Huh, it doesn't really matter to me. I think if they come in colors, it might be a little bit better just because you don't feel like you have to paint them. If they're all gray, there has to be some level of differentiation added to them. So when, for example, with Games Workshop coming out with Shadespire, they have, you know, the skeletons are kind of a bonish base color, the plastic is. The orcs are green. The Chaos guys are red. The Eternals are blue. The molding, the plastic are those colors. And that helps you differentiate them without having to paint them. But if you're going to paint them anyway, you're going to spray a base coat on them anyway, so that color is going to be covered up. So it won't really matter. So I don't really care either way, I guess, would be the answer to your question. Let's see. Kent Colborn. Blood Rage plays drastically different when you suddenly realize that you do not remove all the figures from the board between rounds. Yeah, I guess that would change the game up quite significantly, wouldn't it? That's funny. You're the second person, I think, unless you're the same person that told me before. You're the second person that told me they did that. And they realized, you know, during one of their games that they weren't supposed to be doing that. So it's funny that you mentioned that. Caught my eye. Let's see here. Wow, that's kind of dark. Don't you think it's high time that someone made a co-op game with a Viking theme? You could all cooperate to pillage an English castle. Well, wow, that's kind of dark. I don't know if I would be in favor of that, but I don't know. I mean, it's specifically English castle, that is. I guess it could work, where you all kind of worked together. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not really on board with that initial idea. We'll see though. You guys have the Raiders of the North Seas and expansions on the schedule. Not specifically on the schedule, but we do have them, and so we'll be hopefully getting back to them or getting to them soon. Samatar. No, that was not. That was not the name of my Minotaur. Sorry. What is the most embarrassing thing I've ever worn? What is the most embarrassing thing I have ever worn? Probably a football uniform that was probably a little bit too small. And I was a lineman, so it's not like I was, you know, a great physique to behold or anything like that. So yeah, probably something like that. Or maybe parachute pants back in the 80s. I think I had a pair of parachute pants, and I regret doing that. That was a fad, though. Let's see. Yep, Adam Warlock, Adam Warlock, Adam Warlock. Looking forward to it. Let's see here. Oh, I reached the end. it's gonna refresh here in a little bit, and I'll be like still like 10 minutes behind. Let's see here. Have you had a chance to try a co-op variant of Blood Rage? No. I usually don't try variants unless I think the variant is better than the original. But yeah, no, I haven't tried the cooperative variant. All players cooperatively kill the monsters that ravage the provinces one by one. Huh. You know, that sounds dangerously close to Gateway Uprising, and I didn't really enjoy Gateway Uprising that much. So I don't know if I would like that a lot. Let's see. Nicholas says, loved your idea of Coliseum being rebranded as WWE. Who is your favorite, current and all-time favorite WWE wrestler? I don't have a current one. I don't watch WWE that much anymore. And frankly, I did not keep track of all of the different factions or different professional wrestling companies. So I don't know the names of all of them or where they came from or anything like that. So my favorite, I'll tell you what, my most memorable experience with professional wrestling is I went to go visit my grandparents. This is when I was living in Germany with my dad. And for one summer, I went to go visit my grandparents, my dad's parents, in Tampa, Florida. And my grandfather took me to a professional wrestling event, and there was a cage match between Tully Blanchard and Dusty Rhodes. And that, I remember that beyond the shadow of a doubt. Dusty is probably my favorite. Although I also did like the Road Warriors. I just like the way they looked. I don't think they were good guys, but I just liked the way they looked. I liked them as a team. And then I also like the Ultimate Warrior. Those guys were my favorites probably altogether. But yeah, the Dusty Rhodes and Tully Blanchard in a steel cage, that was absolutely a fun thing to behold, especially live. So yeah. Have I had any chance to play Hate from CMON yet? No, I've not. I'm leery to do so. They have Hate, and they I think another company has a game called Vengeance, and I don't know. Some of these games just really skirt a little bit too far outside of my comfortable realm as far as glorifying things and not, and so forth and so on. So I don't. If something falls outside of those parameters that I've established for myself, then I don't get that too worked up over them. I mean, a game like the others, I played it and I enjoyed the gameplay, but then when they came out with all of the miniatures and all of that kind of stuff, and I really started to understand what the theming was and how the theme really turned me off from the others. It's a okay game to play, but I don't know. I just don't like the glorification, I guess you could say, that goes on for all of those bad guys in that game. Let's see. How about Mountains of Madness? I watched Miami Dice, and my only question is, what's the funniest or most annoying, if you can think of, madness condition in the game? I don't know. Some of the ones that Z was having in that game are pretty funny, or at least his interpretation of how they should be carried out was very funny. How he had to go into the corner and then shout. I think the one that I had was pretty funny, where I couldn't ask questions. I could only I couldn't speak in complete sentences. I could only speak very choppingly. I could not have complete sentences and complete thoughts there. So that was pretty funny to try to navigate. But there you go. Let's see here. Says, I know Tom comes up with a bunch of top 10s, but are there any that you've come up with, or are there upcoming ones that you're excited about? Well, I'm excited about doing our top 10 of the year here in the next few weeks. So that I am looking forward to. I think it'll be fun to reminisce on the year and think back at all the games that we played and liked, and try to put them into a coherent order, and why we're putting them in that order and so forth. So I'm looking forward to that one. Let's see here. Let's see here. Fitz, okay, my 4-year-old loves Fitz. It's his favorite game. What shape-based game would be the best next step? I've been looking at Barron Park and Indian Summer. Barron Park is a good game. It's fun. I think you'd enjoy it. He would probably enjoy it too. Rumus is a game, or 3D Rumus, or something to that effect, is a game. I think it's been bought by Blocus, and it was turned into Blocus 3D. That's a good kind of spatial shape game, very Tetris-like as far as how it plays out. That would be a one that you would probably look at. Yeah, that's the one that comes to mind right now. Do I play at any tournaments? No. I'm not a competitive board game player. I just don't like. I play board games to have fun, and yes, I want to be competitive and I want to try to win, but I don't want to try to win at all costs, which is what I feel tournament level play pushes you to do. So, no, to answer your question, I don't play in tournaments usually. Do I like Arcadia Quest? Arcadia Quest is okay. As dungeon crawlers go, it's probably my least favorite, but it's a good game. I'm not saying that it's bad. I just don't enjoy it like a lot of other people's do, but it is good. Yeah, no verbs. Yes, that's right. Couldn't use any verbs. What patch is on the laptop? Well, this laptop, this is a patch that was sent to us by a listener, and this was his. It's the 513th AMX Squadron, and I don't remember what base he's from, but he sent it to us, and I enjoy supporting our military, and that's just a way that and again, it's not like I'm bending over backwards or anything like that, so I'm not trying to play it up, but that's just one of the ways that I can show support for them, by displaying it. Any hope of a BSG reprint or second edition? No, I don't have any hope for that. See, the thing is, I think one of the things that I enjoy the most about that game is the universe that it's in, the Battlestar Galactica universe. If they reprint it, they would almost have to put a different universe around it, and I don't want that. It's kind of like when FFG did a reprint of Dune and Rex. I liked Dune, and I liked that universe. I liked that theme. Having them wrap their sci-fi theme around it just didn't do it for me. So no, I'm good with BHG the way it is. All right, let's see here. Don't have any opinions on Fallout. We have looked at it, but we have not played it yet. I think the models are very good. They paid a lot of attention to those models, I think, so they did well that way. All right, so let's go ahead, and we got a few more minutes left. Let's go ahead and do about, I don't know, 2, 3, maybe 5 minutes of the rapid fire questions, where you ask me a question that has 2 possible choices. You know, you can say something like, I don't know, burgers or tacos, and I have to choose one of those 2 things, or, you know, Netflix or Hulu, you know, whatever. So we're going to go ahead and start that. Edge, we're nearing the end of my Q&A time, and that's what we usually end our sessions with. So we're going to go ahead and do that today as well. So I'm just waiting for those to come by. And again, as we're waiting for those to come in, I want to say that if I missed your question, or if I overlooked it for one reason or another, I apologize. I am not specifically glossing over anything. I do try to hit as many questions as I possibly can. So if I missed yours, I apologize. Come back next time, and I'll try to get to yours next time. All right, so let's go ahead and collect. All right, here we go. Cake or ice cream? I would have to go with ice cream. Ginger or Marianne? I'm not making that decision. Let's see here. Heinlein or Asimov? You know what? And I know this is going to be anathema for you guys, but I never really got into either of them, so I'm going to say neither. Pie or cake? Pie. Star Wars 1 or all of DC? Star Wars 1. Tom or Z? I never answer that question. Stop. Mashed potatoes or stuffing? Stuffing, by far. I prefer my potatoes fried to a crisp. Charterstone or Seventh Continent? You know, right now, I've only played Seventh Continent once, so I would probably need to make more decisions on it, play it more before I make that decision, but right now I'd have to say Charterstone because I've just had more experience with it. Cheese steak or chicken parm sub? Wow. I'm going to go with cheesesteak just because I like beef better. Boxing or MMA? Neither. I don't like watching either of them. Marvel or DC? Marvel. Marvel, Marvel, Marvel. Not just because the DC's movies are bad, except for Wonder Woman, but because Marvel is better. How the Grinch Stole Christmas or A Christmas Carol? How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Dune or Rex? Dune, duh. Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes. Were you not listening? Dusty Rhodes. Steak or ribs? Steak. I like steak better. Ribs are good. Don't get me wrong. Ribs are good, but I like steak better. Brick or mortar? I don't know what that means. Superheroes or Vikings? You know, usually in a board game, I would say Vikings because usually I think there are better Viking games out there than there are superhero games. Star Wars or Star Trek? You don't know me, do you? Star Wars. Light side or dark side? Definitely light side. Alien or Aliens? Aliens. That was the better movie for me. I enjoyed that one much more. Military or Vikings? As far as a theme is concerned, probably Vikings. Summer or winter? Winter, by far. Bananas or bandanas? I don't know why I have to choose between those two things. I like bananas a lot, so let's go that way. Chips or pretzels? Pretzels. I like them better than chips. Indian food or Mediterranean food? I don't know. Shawarma is good, and I think that's Mediterranean. Yeah. I guess I'll have to go with Mediterranean. Indian food is kind of spicy. I'm not that much of that kind of a spicy person, so I'll go with Mediterranean. Boneless wings or traditional? Traditional. Essen or Gen Con? Oof. I'm gonna say, just because I like the trip as a whole better, I'm gonna say Essen. But I really enjoy Gen Con. It's a fun time, and I meet a lot of people there. Get to say hi and shake a lot of hands and that type of stuff. So, and I get to do that at Essen too. So really, those are kind of tied. But you know, the whole traveling to Germany part of the Essen trip is really what probably carries it over Gen Con a little bit. Maybe we can have Gen Con in Germany. Ooh, that would be a cool. Are Vikings just pirates with different hats? Get out, Trevin. That is it. I'm just kidding. But really, come on, man. Let's see here. Hero Quest or Hero Escape? Hero Escape. Netflix or Hulu? Depends on what you're trying to watch. If you're trying to binge, Netflix. If you're just trying to keep current, Hulu. New York or Chicago style pizza? I am not getting into that battle. Deadpool or The Punisher? You know what? Right now I'm going to say The Punisher just because they're both very violent characters within Marvel, but Deadpool is a little bit more crass, and I don't like that about him. So I'll go with The Punisher. Let's see here. Clippy or Microsoft Bob? I have no idea. Krispy Kreme or local donut shop? Right now, again, it really depends on how good that local donut shop is. But I'm going to supplant Dunkin' Donuts for the local donut shop because that's the two that we have in town, Krispy Kreme and Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm definitely going to choose Krispy Kreme, period, hands down. I don't like cakey donuts, but I very much like Krispy Kreme. Let's see, Quelf or Kidney Stone? Kidney Stone, yeah. Let's see here. Hanamakoji or Kodinka? That depends on who I'm playing with, really. I like both of them a lot. But Hanamakoji ranks higher on my top 100, so I guess I'll go there. But Kodinka is really good. Apple or Android? Android. Gerbils or hamsters? Don't care. Indianapolis or Columbus? Again, both towns are great towns. But as far as I probably enjoy Origins a little bit more than Gen Con, but at the same time, both cons are very good. I'm trying to be very diplomatic here, and I apologize. But yeah, as far as the towns are concerned, they both have so many positives. Yeah, I'm not making it. I'm not making that decision. Ewoks or Porgs? I don't know. I haven't seen. I mean, that's a really annoying character in the trailer for Star Wars 8. So right now I'm going to go with Ewoks. PAX Unplugged or Origins? You know, they're very similar. But see, and we were talking to people about that at PAX Unplugged, and if it really had very close to the numbers of Origins, at least I think they did. I don't know for sure. I haven't seen any numbers. But it didn't feel like it was that big. So, and what I was telling people there is if they have the same numbers and it doesn't feel like they have the same numbers, then I like that better. So I don't know right now. I'll have to wait and see. But I really did enjoy PAX Unplugged. World Cup Soccer or Super Bowl? World Cup Soccer, hands down. Let's see here. Coca-Cola or Pepsi? I try not to drink sodas very much, but if I do, I'm usually drinking a Coke Zero, so I guess I go with Coca-Cola. Fury of Frankenstein or Fury of Frodo? Oof, yeah. There at the end of Return of the King, he was pretty non-friendly, so we'll see. Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb? Dr. Pepper. Apple Pie or Apple Crisp? Apple Pie. Rod Runs Through or Watch It Played? Both are very good, so you should watch them both. Don't make the decision. Let's see, Mr. Pibb no longer exists. I've seen it. They might not be making it anymore, but they probably have a whole lot of stuff there. Dice drafting or card drafting? Well, they're really the same mechanism with two different objects, so I'm going to say both. Le Havre or the Harbor? No. Let's see. Hanamakoji or Bang the Dice Game? Wow. Well, see, that's the thing. I in a group, Bang the Dice Game, 2 players, Hanamakoji. That's an easy one. Well, that is about it. We're done with my time allotments, so I need to get back to work editing my final review for this week. So I want to thank all of you guys for joining me here. I hope that you have enjoyed this time. I hope I've shed some light on you know, those things that I answered questions about. I don't know, but maybe you've learned something new about me today that you didn't know before, and that would be a cool thing. Thanks so much for joining. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and get out of here, and we'll see you guys on the flip side. See ya. Wah, 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 wah.